Welcome to America, land of the free, home of the brave, and home to the most prisoners in the world. While America holds less than 5% of the world's population, it holds about 25% of the world's prison population with an incarceration rate of 730 per 100,000 people. Now what's the problem? Within 5 years, over 75% of prisoners are reincarcerated, making the prison system extremely flawed since rehabilitation is not fully present. Over $47 billion is spent in the U.S. correction facilities, which drains taxpayers' wallets. Why such high recidivism rates? I wanted Dr. Tala to ask some questions.
Anyway, your question about recidivism, right? Okay, which is the idea that prisoners who are released from jail eventually go back to jail. Okay. So, on average, it costs about $60,000 a year to keep one prisoner in jail. That's a lot of money. Now, that money is basically used to confine them, but not necessarily to rehabilitate them. So most prisoners in jail are not rehabilitated. So they don't get the education that they need, they don't get job training that they need, they don't get really any trade skills that can help them upon their release to go out and find a job and what's stuff. So it's really a vicious cycle, and that's a big problem, that many prisoners face.
My name's Dante. I served 2 prison terms. I'm a B prefix. The first one I did 4.5 years, and then I just did 3 years. Delivery of cocaine.
Okay.
Possession of cocaine. I had possession of marijuana and felony firearm. Well, see, the first 4 years was a kiddie camp because I went when I was 19. Well, no, I went when I was 20 because I turned 21 in prison. And I stayed out for 9 years. Then I did 3 years, and by me being older, doing the 3 years, I didn't want to be in there, but it wasn't nothing because I had been there before. There was a bunch of kids in there. Well, see, when I was released the first time, I was still young. I went back out to my 30s, so it was different when we came home. I came home in 07, and that was when it was getting rough out here. But I came home and finally had a job, and I liked it. So I went ahead, but it wasn't enough money, so I had to get 2 jobs. And I didn't like that either. And I ended up back in prison.
To help battle this cycle, prison education is slowly becoming more widespread as a resource. According to a study conducted by RAND Corporation, recidivism can be reduced by 43% if prisoners receive education while incarcerated. The education prisoners receive help keep them from going back to old habits, plus it helps them land and keep jobs. Not only does this improve lives and decrease crime, but every dollar that is spent on prison education, at least $4 to $5 can be saved. This equates to an enormous amount of money that can be put to other uses. Maybe free community college, for example. Jalik, you wind up your hip. Drafting of the poets, I'm the number 7 pick. Licks, boy, on your backside. Licks, boy, on your backside. Listen to the fate of Shaheed, let's it glide. Tip the earthly body, heaven's on my side. Even in Santa Domingo, and I got a gringo.
The second problem itself is the society. So when the prisoner is released and he's back to normal, what we call normal society, sometimes the society itself doesn't know how to relate to the prisoner, or the prisoner himself, or his improvisation doesn't know how to relate to the society.
You lose a lot in prison. You lose family members. You don't lose your woman. I don't care who you are. A lot of people, unless you're just old and got some old big mama. Big mama gonna stick around. But you got something that's nice and decent out here, you losing her. Trust me, she gone. So that bothers you while you in there. See, that's why you see me laying here.
Yeah.
They make it to where you don't even want to go outside. I've just been, they used to ask me, because it was a gas station, it was a family-owned gas station. And they used to be like, man, how can you sit in here and work. I said, I used to work 24 hours. My brother would be like, you think you can stay longer? I'd be like, yeah, I can stay. They'd be like, oh, how can you do this, man? It's Christmas Eve. I'm like, have you ever been to prison?
There's a lot of, when they file for employment, they have to disclose the background history, criminal history. Most employers prefer or choose not to hire someone with, criminal background. It's very hard for them to get loans and bank account to start a business and so on.
So come home, can't get a job, period. I haven't had a job, period. Doing now, they put background check. They put that piece of paper connected to the resume. So you gotta submit. You don't submit to a background check, they're not gonna look at your application, period. You submit to one, they're gonna show that you're a felon. They ain't got hired.
So what do they end doing? They're going back to the same, most likely cycle of violence that they found themselves in the first place that led them to prison.
But you out here now, people that's going to penitentiary now got the Republican back in there. Once they get out, no jobs, they going back.
Even this great law, the toughest and smartest crime bill in our history.
Prisoners used to be able to receive higher education while incarcerated until 1994 when President Bill Clinton signed the Violent Crime and Law Enforcement Act. This act prevented prisoners from receiving Pell Grants to pursue an education, disabling the people who need one to escape a destructive cycle. While tough on crime is still a slogan used, maybe America should change it to being smart on crime.